So let's see. There you are, Cortex Power. I needed the blue gem from Toxic Waste for this one. Oh, hey! Nice! I actually got the glitch. Usually you can't go above 99, but hey, I have 100 lives on my tally. That's awesome. I'm glad that it was able to show up on screen at least once. Doesn't happen as often in 3, but for some reason, every once in a while, 1 and 2, the tally will go up to 100. Oh, wow. I just got a life and it didn't change. So will that actually stay until I die? Because usually the cap is 99. Okay. A little bit of backtracking in this one, but thankfully this overhead perspective makes it less terrible. Except for situations like that. Oh god. Really should slow down, and yet... Whoa. Okay. Through here. There we go. Yeah. I bring up the status bar a lot because usually I can tell if I'm on track based on the number of boxes I have. This is actually... I played them enough that I can kind of tell when I'm missing one. And know at which point am I missing it. So I will repeatedly bring that up just to make sure that I'm on track with the box total. Okay. There we go. Awesome. And I still have my 100 lives, so yay! Alrighty. Now we backtrack to Boulder Dash. Because the purple one from Lights Out gets used here. In what was also my favorite secret path part of this game. Actually, probably of all 3. Gotta wait all the way till the normal end of the level for it, though. Well, usually by the time I get a life, that 100 life thing has gone away. But it's sticking around. I think I've gotten 2. We'll see what happens. The secret area in this one has has a whole bunch of lives, and we'll see if it goes away then. Because I know I used to get that glitch occasionally in the PS1 era games, in the PS1 era versions, and then it would go away as soon as I got a life. It'd just go revert back to 99. But if this stays until I die, that's kind of cool. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, all those pillars go down. And now so do I. I love this area. It looks so cool. They kind of evened out the palette a little bit, so it looks a little tiny bit more natural. But in the original version, it was green and glowy. And like a really dark green-black palette. With occasional blue in it. Yeah, it's not going away until I die. Cool! But yeah. This area was my favorite area. Because it was just creepy. And, I don't know. There's some areas in this game that I would qualify as being creepy, but that one took the cake, but it was awesome. Because you're like, oh, hey, I'm going through Happy Jungle level. Oh, my God. And it was just so awesome. Okay. Now there's a red gem here, which I got from Slippery Climb. Okay. Avoid the hog. There we go. Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. At least I don't have to restart this one. No more colored gems. I got all of them already. I do like the fact that they still make you redo the whole thing and 100% the level in one go for the colored gem stuff. Because while it makes stuff like High Road way easier, there's just enough of a challenge in stuff like Lost City, Toxic Waste, and stuff like that, that it's still enough of a challenge. I don't feel like the game's taken all that much away. It's made most of it relatively more tolerable. There we go. It's made the rest of the game relatively more tolerable while still keeping just enough of a challenge of the colored gem levels. All right, now I'll get this. You know what? That's actually a really close checkpoint. I almost could have, but... Okay. Yep, there we go. Now I can do the bonus round here. There's a very tiny gap that is hard to see. And I just fell right through that. Well, sorry, don't need to be. That is my mistake, and I'll admit it. Because I know that gap is there. Ew. Okay, now let's hop onto it. There we go. There we go. For a supposedly easier Tana, that acts a bit like a Brio bonus round. The mining cart looking area. Happy New Year's! Hey, X Squared! Happy New Year to you! And welcome to the insane New Year's Eve. I'm kind of stupidly proud of the name. It was that or New Year's Eve Crash Bash, but I didn't know if there would be people like passing by that are like, oh, is he playing Crash Bash? Why do I always have to get stuck having make-up things to say? Oh, goodness, yeah. I'm an introvert. I don't do very well in group settings, interestingly enough. I don't know why I'm doing okay here, but, yeah. But, oh, what was I thinking of? God dang it, I lost my train of thought. I have nothing to report. 2019 sucked. No, I'm not married yet. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm not, oh. This one has a gem. I can't. Hello again, DST. We have a very full chat room tonight. Fuller than my usual, at least. Yeah, 2019 actually was okay for me. Mostly because, while most of the year was kind of a dud, I did at least have 2 big, huge accomplishments that were okay. I was hoping someone would stream tonight. Yeah, I just kind of figured this was finally like... My parents go to parties every once in a while. Have gone to parties on New Year's Eve, but they were like, yeah, we're just gonna stay at home this evening. And I was like, thank you. Because I was just sitting here thinking like, oh god, I want to do something, because my friends are all either out of town or like one of them even works. Either today or tomorrow. Like, early tomorrow. Best Buy never quits, apparently. But yeah, so it was just like, I have nobody to hang out with. All of my friends are either busy or out of town. And, while I'm kind of while I'm kind of okay with, like, my parents' group of friends, like, I don't know. They move it a little too slow a pace, and sometimes the topics I don't know, to a certain extent, don't care about, but... Family works tomorrow to cook the traditional New Year's feast. Yeah, tomorrow is an easy day for me. It'll just be, we had a roast tonight that we'll probably just have leftovers for. And it'll probably just be scrambled eggs and sausage in the morning. Like, nothing overly complicated. Although that being said, morning could be like 11 bordering on 12. Oh no. I don't like losing the mask. This level's okay, I just don't like losing the mask. New Year's feast is never a thing for my family. We usually do something nice just because it's New Year's. It's still a holiday, and for the most part it's a day off, so we enjoy it as much as we possibly can, so... Also, we have not a whole lot of family, but we do have some family over, so it's like, well, we'll make a nice dinner for them as well. Never feast proportions, just like we have 2.5 pound roast, made some rice pilaf, had a salad. Okay, I want to go through this a little quicker. And, of course, every single time I spin, it stops me jumping. I will say, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite views in the whole game, if I can get this box out of the way. There we go. Doing this is awesome to me. I always loved this effect in the other one, too, where you could see the other 2 islands in the background. It's actually cooler, actually, on the PS1. Because I think in the PS1, the second island, which is closer... You can see some of the ruins formations on it that make up like the Lost City and Sunset Vista areas, as well as the massive tree on the top. And then, of course, you have the Cortex Castle off in the distance on the third island. It's little details like that that are just, like, I can come back to these games and just be like, that view never changes for me. I'm always filled with the same sort of sense of, oh, I already collected life, I can't get it again. But yeah, that view always, like, it never changes. My sense of awe, like, I love that shot. Never changes. Again, I acknowledge the fact that, like, I'm looking at this through rose-colored glasses, like... Oh, crap, no. It is a nice view. But, like, there are some people who talk, like... I will fully admit that there's some, like, nostalgia... and probably some rose-colored glasses in there, because there are some people who say the same thing about some of the views in Sonic, and for the most part, I can't see it. I'm kind of beginning to appreciate it, because I have the Sonic the Hedgehog for the Switch now. The first one on the Switch. And it's got some nice graphics and some nice music, I will totally admit that, but nothing has ever been, like, awe-inspiring as this game can get for me. And I think half of it is just because I'm looking at this one in part through a lens of nostalgia and me knowing it for 20 years, whereas Sonic the Hedgehog was, for the most part, simultaneously on a system that I never had when I was younger. And then I've simultaneously been exposed to the... I've been exposed to, like, the Game Grumps playing the stupid ones, quote-unquote. Like, the ones that are kind of laughable in some respects, like Shadow the Hedgehog. Or, as I've seen it sometimes referred to, Shadow the Edge. I think, yeah, there's, like, one of those memes that's like, ow, the Edge, made entirely out of the Shadow the Hedgehog font. But, unfortunately for me, that's kind of the way I've looked at those games, because it's like, that's the... For a long time, that was the biggest exposure I had to those. Was through watching other people critique and make fun of them. It's cool that you can analyze yourself. There's some areas like that where I can. And then it was like... I think there were some of those, like, me rediscovering, like, we have Sonic 3D Blast, which has... On the Sega Saturn, has my favorite video game soundtrack ever. And it was rediscovering that made me think, like, huh, maybe the rest of the series doesn't suck as hard as I think it does. Because I'd previously just boxed myself into this limited thing of looking at Shadow the Hedgehog, and the other major one they did that kind of sucked was Sonic Boom. So I was just, like, sitting there like, yeah, 3D Blast was decent. Yeah, 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn. I know there's one on the Genesis as well, but the one I grew up with was the Saturn version. I do have that. I should play that at some point on stream. The Saturn still actually works remarkably well. Although I don't know if that would be one of the ones where I need to get an emulator and pull out the save states for, so I can actually make it through the game. But, in particular, I will name for Sonic 3D Blast, stuff like the Rusty Ruins. Oh. Didn't have the patience for 3D Blast. It's tough. And especially with the... I've talked about this one having, floaty controls. But, some parts of 3D Blast are like skating, are like the entire game is on ice when there's no ice. And then that does not help that some of the traps and some of the levels are like... The game is a nightmare, but it's got one of my absolute favorite soundtracks of all time. Again, Rusty Ruin. Oh my god. That is probably my favorite soundtrack. My favorite piece of soundtrack for any game ever. And you gotta find the one for Act 2. And it should be noted that there's a lot of ones out there who will post music for Act 2, or the title says Act 2, when the actual music is the one that plays for Act 1. So you always gotta find the one that actually plays the Act 2 music, if you can. The Act 1 is good, but 2 is like... If I hear music that I like, and I like it a lot, I get goosebumps too. I get goosebumps every single time I hear Rusty Ruin Act 2. And there's some other good ones in that game. Volcano Valley Act 2 is really good. Both of the Panic Puppet Zones, which is like the final area. Gene Gadget is amazing. The only downside is... Oh, I forget what the third one is called. I think it's Spring Circus or something like that. Oh, my 99 went away because I think I died earlier. I mean, my 100 went away because I died earlier. But yeah, I think it's Spring Circus. has one that is very, very, very stereotypically circus. And I do not like that one. Like, it goes all out on the circus, whereas the other one's like smooth. The other act is like smooth jazz, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can get into this. And then it transitions to that circus type music. I'm like, oh god, why? Especially considering how difficult that area is. That music does not help. Stereotypical circus music gag. It's not like super stereotypical, but it is like, you have now definitely treaded into circus area. Whereas the other one I love so much because it's jazz. It's amazing. Or at least it sounds like classical smooth jazz, and I love it. Okay, I'm not jumping on a leaf this time. Now we will. I hope my dogs are okay. I keep hearing fireworks from rather close by. I think they've been brought in, but still. They poor dog. Love video game music. Oh, another one. Another soundtrack I really love. Mostly because I constantly recognize Stuart Copeland. Is anything from the Spyro series. It's actually kind of amusing to me that I saw they Stuart Copeland had a he was the drummer of the Police, and I think he was the drummer. But he put together a big huge like compilation thing of all like his favorite tracks that he's ever done. If you find the track Rain by Stuart Copeland, it's the music for boss level Jax in Spyro the Dragon. And I'm like, oh wow, that's one of his favorite. That's one of his favorite music ones. That's one of my favorite games. And I'm like, oh yay, cool. Copeland likes the music too. I like the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack. I've never actually played Streets of Rage, so I will have to look that one up because I am unfamiliar with that one. Okay, watch out for this. Pillar of Fire. Bonus time. Jet Force Gemini soundtrack is golden. Alright, so that's two I'll have to look up. Because I don't recognize that one either. I will admit that most of the most games that I would consider obscure, if I know it at all, it's because I've seen it on a Let's Play. And I don't think I've seen a Let's Play of either of those two. We gave an age gap, so lol, I'm 29. I'm 28. So it's not a terrible age gap. I probably, if it states younger in one of my bios somewhere, it's probably because I have neglected to update it. 1992, and honestly, I turned 28, so not too far away from 30, and honestly, I'm not too concerned about that right now. Like, there's a whole lot of, like, I've seen a couple of memes lately that are, like, people scared of, like, oh god, I'm about to turn 30. Like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me quite yet. You sound younger, so my fault. I will completely admit to having something of an either younger or at times even androgynous sounding voice. Like, because there are times when I'm with my family and my pitch will go a lot higher. I'm actually technically, I think, right now in my more mid-range. I have like 3 pretty distinct ranges. Ah, crap. Oh, go. No, 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 go, 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 go. Yay. But yeah, I have a, if I'm around strangers, I have a deeper quality voice. If I'm around familiar but comfortable, I'm at a mid-range that still sounds relatively masculine. But if I'm with family, I will hit a higher pitch. So I don't think your voice sounds androgynous at all. Maybe it is just a plain younger thing then. Like, it sounds younger than I think sometimes. But yeah, you are kind of catching me in sort of a mid-range where I'm between... Actually, probably right now I'm between the mid-range of... Oh, hi, why are you golden? That will probably go away, though. Yeah, it's now light. I have to get all the boxes, so I would have smashed these anyways, but that does make me wonder if it was the golden light, would have it stayed longer? Because now it's turned to a more whitish mask color. But yeah, I'm kind of like more in my mid-range right now. Pitch. I don't exactly know why. Either why it does that, because it is kind of mostly a subconscious thing for me. It's not like I put on the deeper pitch when I'm in front of other people, like to make myself sound more masculine. It just happens. I'm jealous of Un's voice. My voice is horrible. It is a smooth baritone that is, to me, it is a worthy voice. It is a worthy voice to be jealous of. Whoa. Okay, at least I think I hit the checkpoint. Oh, thank God. I'm trying to read the comment and I can't. There we go. I know a guy that goes very high masculine. Okay, fair enough. There we go. That's how that part goes. Alright, last section, and this one's long. There we go. Oh no! I've already lost it. Oh God. Terrifying. Terrifying. Where is the next one? Ah! Oh! No, guy goes very high masculine to the point where he sounds like a masculine woman on radio or phone. Wow. Okay. Oh wow, I just realized. I think the mice didn't show up during that one. Whoa, okay. Didn't realize that axe slices down over the thing, but okay. I made it. Again, thank God that is not the... Thank God that is not the, God dang it. The PS1 version, because otherwise I would have restarted on that one at least 2 more times. Okay. Great Hall. Phone getting hot and screen messing up. Where are we? Okay, so Great Hall. Because I'm gonna go ahead and put these on YouTube later, I will go ahead and show both endings. Actually, in that case, I should show the non-canonical ending first. So I will go ahead and save. And we'll do the Great Halls first. So now because I've collected all the gems. Here we go. Now the non-canonical ending. which they added a detail I find hilarious. And down he goes. And avoids the kiss. But Crash don't care. He still managed it. I love these. Bapu sold the ruins of Castle Cortex to a resort developer. He then used the proceeds to open a big and tall shop on the island. After intense therapy and 8 years of higher education, Dr. Roo went on to write the well-received book, Through the Eye of the Vortex, a study of rapid evolution and its consequences. Actually, this makes me wonder if this is still canonical or not. Ignoring the rest of these, unfortunately, but yeah. It does make me wonder whether this is like half canonical and just the ending just directly goes off of the other one. Because there is... the Dr. Roo portion is kept in Game 2. Because when you go to see him in Game 2 with his boss, he's got the study and everything. So it makes me wonder, like, was this... like, initially intended as a joke and then somebody decided to make a reference to it? Or was it like, yeah, no, both of these are correct? I mean, especially considering a year passes in between, either one of them is viable. So yeah. Alright, so there's ending 1, but now it's time to do true ending boss fight against Neo Cortex. I only refer to it as true ending because second game just immediately starts in with this. With the ending of this. He actually did make this one a little tiny bit harder than in the Insane Trilogy. Some of the patterns feel just a little tiny bit tighter. Although I do have a mask, which will help me for this section. It's this third one that I usually screw up on. Whoa, that was a little close. Okay. Okay, missed the first one, so I'll have to restart this one at least. Ooh, that was a little close. Okay. Here's the other part where I tend to mess up here, but still have the mask, so yay. Shit. Yeah. There we go. No! Okay.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot!
Now I'll have to go through this without a mask. Okay. Okay. Phase 3. Okay, where are we? There we are. Right at the peak and only hit one. There we go. There we go. Back to the rapid fire. There we go. And now all he does is fire out one green. There we go. And that's game 1 in basically 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Not bad. Nice. Yeah, that's my fastest run of that one. 2:12? Yeah, that's not too bad. Alrighty. So, that is all for game 1. So what I am going to do is put on some music and take a small break. And when I come back, we will do number 2.